Tonight I'd like to make an announcement on behalf of the board, of which we're all very proud of. So as president and spokesperson of the South Quincy Board of Education, I'm pleased and privileged to share some important and exciting news with our community this evening. The Board of Education has invested much time and effort in conducting a thoughtful and thorough superintendent search. We hire a knowledgeable search consultant. We invested countless hours in reading resumes, interviewing candidates, and debriefing. We instituted an extensive online survey to gather staff and community input. We included members of the community in the first round of interviews. We'll acknowledge them shortly. We carefully vetted prospective candidates, conducted background reviews, and did extensive background checks beyond provided resources. And we found an outstanding candidate who embodies all of the attributes that our community told us they wanted in the next leader. Allow me to direct your attention to the addendum to the consent agenda tonight. We will place the name of Scott Fetter in nomination to become the next superintendent of the South Quincy School District. Scott is an experienced superintendent who currently leads the Millstone School District. He's highly regarded for his knowledge of teaching and learning. He is an astute fiscal steward of district resources. He is a man with demonstrated integrity. His commitment to his current district is 24/7, and he pledges as much for South Brunswick. The search committee found him to be bright, articulate, and gracious. In addition, he has a proven track record as an advocate for all that is good about public education. We believe he's exactly the leader we want to lead our school. So after all the hard work, and I believe we can relate to that, and due diligence, it is with great pleasure that I would entertain a motion to present a resolution of appointing Mr. Scott Fetter, Superintendent of Schools of the South Quincy. Moved by Dr. Parker, second by Mr. St. Vincent. Let me read the resolution before we roll call. Yes, all right. I'd like to read the following resolution. Now, the Board of Education approves the following resolution. Whereas the position of superintendent of school serves as the educational leader for the community, and whereas one of the most important responsibilities of the South Quincy Board of Education is selection and appointment of the superintendent of schools, and whereas the South Quincy Board of Education has undertaken an extensive search spanning many months for a qualified candidate to fill the position of superintendent of schools, whereas through the search, the South Quincy Board of Education's efforts have been culminated in the selection of the individual to serve as the South Quincy School District educational leader, and whereas the Middlesex County Executive County Superintendent of Schools has reviewed and approved the proposed contract for the South Quincy School District Superintendent of Schools, now therefore be it resolved by the South Quincy Board of Education that Mr. Scott Fetter be appointed as the South Quincy School District Superintendent of Schools for the period of July 1st, 2017 to 11:59 p.m. June 30th, 2022 at an annual salary rate of $177,500. And be it further resolved that the full contract be maintained on file in the office of the School Business Administrator and Board Secretary. At this point, I ask Mr. Thompson for a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Absent.
With great pleasure, aye.
Mr. Delgado.
Yes.
Mr. Nathanson.
Yes.
Dr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Patel.
Aye.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. St. Vincent.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. First time superintendent of schools of the South Quincy District. You have the podium.
Thank you. This is actually the South Brunswick Upper Elementary School. To me, in 1997, we opened this school, I don't know how many of you remember this, as the South Brunswick Upper Elementary School when the district converted these schools from K-6 elementary schools to K-4 elementary schools, and then converted this building to the 5-6 in the year that you opened the new high school. So this is very nostalgic for me. I spent my first 6 years in education in South Brunswick, one of the pioneer teachers in Indian Fields, and then had the opportunity to move to Monmouth Junction and then to the South Brunswick Upper Elementary in that year of '97. So you can't imagine what it feels like right now to be standing up here and just walking down. I felt like I was getting married again. I am accompanied tonight by my wife Jennifer. And to show my real influence over children, I actually got one of my teenage daughters to come tonight. And that is Alexa. And I even understand, I don't know if she knows I'm going to say this, but that I have one of my old students in the audience. Do I have an old student in the audience? No? I thought I had an old student. No. Well, I guess I do not have it, forget that, no old student. But I do have an old student's parent, in Mr. Abschutz. I had Elise. So I just have the most fondest memories. I'm excited to be here, more than you can imagine. And I promise till 11:59 on June 30th, 2022, I'm going to give you my all. As Harry said, 24/7. That is what I share, that's how I act, that's how I do this. And I couldn't be happy to do it in a place other than South Brunswick. So as I told all of my friends and family in Millstone, it was not about leaving Millstone, a place I love, a place I live, and have worked for the last 6 years, but this is about coming to South Brunswick and being with all of you and kind of living the dream, right? So I cannot thank the Board of Education enough. Dr. McCartney, already been a friend, and look forward to that relationship over the next 4 months and beyond, and getting to know everybody. And one other little tidbit, my first interview in South Brunswick, Mrs. Kirkus got me that interview. And then Mr. Famous in the back hired me. He was assistant principal in Midfield. So again, I can probably go through a lot. I will tell you that so far the worst thing that's happened today, not that you should have worse things every day, but when you go to Pierre's, a place you used to go all the time for lunch, to go to have dinner, and you find out it's no longer a restaurant? And then they tell you that changed 3 years ago? So there'll be a lot of change. I fully know that. It's been 20 years since I've been back in South Brunswick, and I'm hoping for 20 more great years. So thank you for welcoming me, and I look forward to getting to know all of you. And congratulations to our Merit Scholars. Fantastic. And I look forward to hearing about that as well. So again, thank you all.
Thank you.